What a win by the Springboks in Wellington this morning, South African time. I was very worried going into this match, especially about fairly inexperienced backline, the centre combination of Willemse and Kane and Moody, how they would combine, Fussy at the back, all exciting young players. But I was worried we were going to miss the experience of Delende and Jesse Kriel at scrum half, but they totally proven me wrong. And this puts different perspectives on last week's first test against the All Blacks when we lost. There were lots of signs in that match. The Springboks got into the All Blacks 22, I think 13 times, only converted once. So the signs was there already last week that the Springboks could play well and could score tries against the All Blacks, but the wet conditions prevented it. I think today their talent came through and they scored a famous victory against the All Blacks and showed why they in fact are the world champions. So I'm just going to talk you through my minute by minute commentary as the match happened and as I wrote it down, and then we'll wrap it at the end. So in the second minute, the All Blacks were penalised in the red zone, and I asked the question, why do the referees always allow the All Blacks early on and towards the end of the game to kill other teams' momentum in the red zone? I think it's time that they be giving a very early warning, because they were clearly offside when the Springboks were on the front foot and could have scored. In the fourth minute, Kolbe kicks the ball, he drops it down, kicks it. The referee, however, calls it a knock-on, and he hands momentum right back to the All Blacks. In the 6th minute, the All Black front row goes down, but the referee just waves play on. This happened a number of times in the match, especially the first half. In the second half, I don't think he had a choice, because the Springbok dominance at scrum time was just too big not to reward them. In the 12th minute, there's a clear knock-on by Reinach, so no try to the Springboks. The ball came out untidily under the All Blacks post, and Reinach dropped it. And although I think it was Snyman went over and scored, they were called back for knock-on. In the 14th minute, Willemse goes for an intercept. He knocks the ball on, and I'm so thankful the referee called this one not a deliberate knock-on, and that common sense prevailed. Earlier in the Argentina match, I also wrote on Facebook that I thought the yellow card to Argentina was a bit harsh. It changed the whole momentum of the game, where he clearly went for an interception, just couldn't catch the ball, yet he got a yellow card and a penalty to the Australian. In this instance, the referee said no deliberate knock-on. I also asked the question at this stage, why did the Springboks not go for the post for one of their penalties? I think they had about 3 penalties they could have gone for the post, but they kept on kicking to the sidelines. I suppose in the end the result proved that tactic wrong, but in that tight first 10 minutes, I thought they should have at least once gone to the pole. In the 17th minute, there's the first entry by the All Blacks in the box 22, and the All Blacks score. Very slick handling to their new winger, I can't recall his name now, unfortunately. He scores, and the All Blacks are ahead 7 points to 0. In the 18th minute, I made a note that the Boks have all the territory and possession, but that the All Blacks are ahead 7 points to 0. In the 21st minute, the All Blacks again go down at the front row, but the referee just waves the play on. In the 25th minute, a brilliant intercept try by Kolbe just after he was penalised for a high tackle. The Boks are back in it, the kick is over, and the score is level at 7 points. Kolbe, if you look at the replay of that, played brilliantly. He rushed in, and the All Black was forced to pass quicker or earlier than he wanted to, and Kolbe just caught the ball. With his hand, he knocked it upwards, he caught it, he went across the field to go and score. Close to the end, he ran closer to the poles to make the conversion easier. At the 27th minute, I made a note, there's a correct penalty for the All Blacks at ruck time as Marks goes off his feet. In the 29th minute, it's 10-7 for the All Blacks from the resulting penalty. Damian McKenzie kicks over. In the 30th minute, there's great play by the Boks. There's interplay between the forwards, but unfortunately Marks knocks on. In the 31st minute, the All Blacks scrum off close to their try line, put the ball into the scrum. He sort of does it, but then he points to the referee to something, and then he passes it. So clearly some skullduggery by number 9 by playing tricks, and I thought that was clever play by the scrum off. But the referee should also have a talk to him that once the scrums are set, he needs to put the ball in. In the 35th minute, the Boks are wasting possession by a high crossfield kick that goes out on the full. I think Mani Lebok did the kick. In the 35th minute, there's a penalty to the All Blacks, a good kick to the sideline. line. In the 36th minute, I made a note that one of the All Blacks forwards is illegally over the ball. I say for at least 15 seconds. I don't know. That's just a guesstimate from my side. Yet all the referee do is to coach him off the ball and to wave play on. So I'm asking, why are so many of our international referees coaching players rather than just giving penalties? So at this stage, I also note that the Boks had some bad luck with a sting of injury. Rassie having to be driven off the field. It looks like a fairly serious injury. Sasa was off also permanently with after head injury assessment, and Leroy Carter also came off fairly early. In the 37 minutes, I made a note that the Boks are having most of the play. And the 38th minute, again a strong Boks scrum, but nothing again from the referee, so they're not getting any reward from the referee for the dominance up front at scrum time. And I made a note at this stage that the Springboks had 72% of the territory to the Springboks, but that a few small mistakes are costing them at this stage. At the 38th minute, Kwagga Smith sitting down one of the All Blacks with a strong run and a handoff, and the first half then ends with the All Blacks had 10 points to 7. And my notes at this stage says it was an absorbing first half. The Boks had most of the play and was unlucky to not at least get one more try. There was also an instance where Kolbe went over, I think one of the Barrett brothers very cleverly tackled him, and as they went over the line, he ripped the ball from Kolbe and the ball went forward. And although the Boks has most of the play, my notes at halftime say that the All Blacks are just hanging on, and I think what happened in the second half vindicates that. But at the end of the first half, I also make a note that there would be a concern for Rassie with the number of backline injuries. He's got only 2 recognised backline players on the bench, or was it 3? I'm not sure. So I would have been concerned. So that's my notes for the first half. Okay, so over to the second half, where with the All Blacks in the lead 10 points to 7. There's a kick-off. Wiese takes the ball for the Springboks and he does a strong run-up. In the 41st minute, some of the Boks reserves come on. In the 43rd minute, I made a note, whoa, what a scrum by the Boks. Kulisi, from the result ball that they won, strong front foot ball, has a strong run, and Kolbe goes over to score. Conversion is taken by Lebok, and in the 45th minute, the Springboks are ahead by 14 to 10. In the 46th minute, there's a shoulder charge on Kolbe. The referee calls both captains together. He has a strong talk to them. He did it later in the match as well. There's a long injury break for Kolbe after that shoulder charge. At first, I thought he was just winded, but they take him off, and I don't know if it was for HIA or not. Resulting penalty in the 47th minute, Lebok kicks over and the Boks go ahead 17 points to 10. And what was for me not very good was that the crowd booed him while he was taking the kick. I know it happens in many stadiums in the world, and it's something that I don't think is in the spirit of rugby values. In the 50th minute, the referee misses a clear knock on, so the linesman has to remind him about it, and they come back and it's a scrum to the Springboks. I made a note in the 53rd minute, the bad luck to the All Blacks with a good line-out steal. They take the ball wide, but their one winger knocks on, and unlucky for them, because if he caught that ball, could have been trouble for the Springboks. In the 45th minute, there's a leaving scrum penalty to the Boks from that knock-on, and I made notes at this stage, nerves. Although the Springboks were ahead 17 points to 10, we know our greatest rival, the All Blacks, also always come back strongly, and I was very worried that they would do so and that the Springboks will wither. However, as we've all seen, that never happened. It was the Springboks who racked up the pressure and in the end won comfortably. In the 56th minute, I made a note that All Black forward again coach of the ball by the referee. I really wish that World Rugby would look at that. In the 58th minute, the All Blacks go to the side from a penalty. They're very close to the Springboks try line, and I thought, okay, here my worst fear comes through. They're going to drive and they're going to score, but they are penalised as they bank in the line and from the call, and it's a penalty to the Springbok. At this stage, I made a note of Ethan Hooker having a great game. He's a youngster, lots of talent. He can play at centre, he can play at wing, and I think he's got a great Springbok future ahead of him. I think Rassie is unearthing a lot of talent that is putting the Springboks in good stead leading up to the next World Cup. And I've also made a note that at this stage the Springbok are asking a lot of questions of the All Blacks. In the 60th minute, there's a pressure line out for the All Blacks on their try line. The Boks steals the line out, and there's a number of pick and goes. And then just when I thought there's going to be another pick and go, Reinach has the guts to send the ball wide. It's a high pass for Willemse. He has to catch it over his head, but his brilliance comes through as he steps and steps. He goes over and he scores, and the score is 24 to 10 to the Springboks. I also made a note that just sorted out after the 62nd minute, Peter Steph du Toit is sitting down Will Jordan. He goes through a strong handoff and Will Jordan lands on his backside. In the 64th minute, Barrett gets the ball. He overkicks it, unfortunately for All Blacks. It rolls over the dead ball line, and it's a scrum way back to from where he kicked for the Springboks. It's small things like this that sways a game that one must also remember, because although the Springbok won in the end comfortably, if the All Blacks didn't have that one knock on and Barrett kicked the ball and didn't roll so far, they might have been able to stage a comeback. In the 60th minute, there was good pressure scrum by the All Blacks. They won the only scrum penalty in the match. And then I might have noted in the 67th minute, strangely, it's the All Blacks that's now starting to make small, silly mistakes. In the 68th minute, a glorious try by Kwagga. What a replacement to have to bring on the bench. He always gives 101%. So he goes over for a glorious try. It's a cross kick by Lebok. The Toy catches the ball. He's taken in the air, so if the Boks wouldn't have scored, I think it would have been a penalty. He goes down, he passes inside to Kwagga, who's still got some work to do, but Kwagga goes over, and Lebok missed the conversion. I must say his kicking in this match was much better, and the Boks go ahead by 29-10. At this stage, I started to feel a bit more comfortable, but you're never 100% sure against the All Blacks. They could come back and score, but the Boks were not going to allow that. At the 70th minute, Marnus van der Merwe wins a ruck penalty, and the Boks is going to the corner. And in the 73rd minute, RG Snyman scores. And I made a note, this is now becoming a thrilling Springboks performance. I'm not so comfortable, and I made a note that the Rugby Championship is alive. In the 74th minute, the Boks go ahead 36-10. In the 75th minute, there's an offside penalty to the All Blacks. They're going for the sideline. In the 76th minute, everybody thinks Will Jordan has gone over. What a player he is. He often scores tries out of nothing. He's got lightning speed, but he touched the ball just down short, and it rolls forward, and it's a scrum for the Springboks. In the 79th minute, there's another try for the Bokke. What a game, what a match, and I wrote, this is redemption. And it's Esterhuizen who scores after Willemse cuts through. In the 79th minute, the Bokke are ahead 43-10. What a score. They kick the ball out and the Springboks win. And my note says, what a Bok win, what a turnaround by the Springboks. A 6-try win, I think, to 1, 6 tries to 1. I think they really showed today why they are the world champions. Damian Willemse is awarded the Man of the Match award. He indicated that he played for Bevan Fontaine, ex-Springbok, who passed away recently, very young age of 46. And we must also remember an older generation Springbok, Jan Boeland Coetzee, that was a flanker playing for Western Province. As tough as nuts, he also passed away in the week at the age of 80. He was a well-known winemaker also here where I live in the Western Cape. The Kanonkop wine farm in Stellenbosch used to be owned by him. And then lastly, I made a note that the Boks could have scored even perhaps 2 more tries, especially in that first half. So it was an overall dominant performance by the Springboks. I'm very happy with the performance. I also just want to warn that, as I say, rugby matches like this turns on small moments, and there was 2 moments, especially that one good backline move by the All Blacks where the ball was knocked on the wing, and the overkick by Barrett that I think cost them perhaps this game. But the Springboks had their hands on the throats of the All Blacks throughout the match, even in that first half, although they were behind. It was a brilliant performance. The standout players for me were Reinach, if I think of it. I think Caden Moodley had a very good game. Ethan Hooker on the wing, obviously Willemse. If I think of the forwards, Malcolm Marx had a much better game, although there was the one line-out, not a knockout, a line-out overthrow. But for the rest of the match, he was very good. RG Snyman came on very early and did very well. And then, of course, Peter Steph du Toit Kolisi had a very, very good game till he went off. And Visser, his first match back after that long suspension of 4 weeks. I still think that red card he was given was fairly hard. Yes, he did lean with his forehead into the Italian player, but I mean, the touch was so soft that, to give a red card for that. But yeah, Visser has got a bit of a history and a record of ill discipline, so one must also, of course, take that into consideration. So congratulations to the Springboks. The Rugby Championship is alive. In terms of this earlier match, Australia managed to win a bonus point, although they lost against Argentina. At least secure a bonus point, so I think they head on the table after 2 matches with 11 points, followed by the Springboks with 10 points after 2 matches, and then the All Blacks, and lastly Argentina. Yeah, Argentina also this championships are playing brilliant rugby. I saw some of their slick backline moves, and although they only scored 1 try today, they've got very dangerous backs. And then let's also just say a word to Australia. I'm very happy Australia's come back. They are playing some excellent rugby. They're very innovative. They've got good backline players. They've got forwards for a change that can front up, and they are very dangerous. So as the All Blacks, I wouldn't take them lightly, especially given that it will be 1 game away and 1 game in New Zealand. Yeah, so the Bledisloe Cup, I suppose, is also alive. So what a championship and what a match, and congratulations to the Springboks.